So what's the first thing we did with the Ron Paul revolution? YouTube, YouTube, YouTube. Heck, almost you, I'd never even heard of it before then. So what happens is we go, all right, have Ron Paul, libertarian philosophy gets out there, we have all these people advocating for it, coming around to it, loving it long time, you got the left, the right, the this, the that, and here it comes. What does the Libertarian Party do? We need Barr. We need to be Republican light. We need Root as our VP. We need, I'm going, you guys are killing me. I go up and I'm talking, we're doing the national debate, and they have their C-SPAN thing for the national chair deal, and I'm like, look, you guys are not going to see a transfer of the revolution over into the Libertarian Party the way you think it is. There's nothing I can do about it, nothing anybody can do about it. It depends on who the nominee is. If it was Mary Ruwart, I guarantee you a large, significant volume of effort, people, money, cash would have flooded the LP. Guarantee it. But that's not their goal. Their goal is, if you're not in control, you're out of control. What is our primary directive? Here we go. From the very beginning, I understood from my own mindset, all I wanted was the truth. I just wanted to understand what was going on. Our goal has been and should always be, how many minds can we free? To think that an elected libertarian is going to free you, you don't understand what's really going on. This is why. Elections and elected libertarians are a side effect of a freedom-supporting culture that's already in place. If I could be elected president as a libertarian, I wouldn't need to run. I'd be doing something productive. I don't got to do, I don't care. Vote totals are a side effect of an informed populace. It is a side effect of people insisting on their rights and their votes being counted accurately and having equal access to the process and the Ron Paul thing. I mean, that was a perfect example for this young generation here to see just how screwed up our election process is. You think they don't get it? Of course they get it. So, how many minds can you free? If I am of the opinion that there is no collective plan, central plan for freedom, how do you organize yourself? I have plenty. Got Western Libertarian Alliance. We have the L Factor, which kind of helps libertarian candidates. We got Freedom's Phoenix. We got the Arizona Breakfast Club. We got. You look at my email, and I got 15 gazillion organizations. But they all have one thing in common. There is no board of directors. There are no government forms. There's nobody in charge. It is a totally decentralized, anybody gets to do anything. You go on Freedom's Phoenix, you can be your own editor. You can even have your own edition, have your own database, your own. Think MySpace for politics, okay? Because the entire structure was set up to where, well, what if some bad guy comes into your group, says he's students for or whatever the heck, and does bad stuff? You got to be clear and have a mission statement, kind of, this is what we do. We, the people associated and affiliated with this logo and thing, and we think this. Well, that guy doesn't think it. I go, well, obviously he's not with us then. Well, he says he is. He's a liar. We call it Steiger's Law, and I'll explain it this way, and you'll understand. In the late 60s and 70s throughout here, there's a guy named Sam Steiger, who's a congressman. In 1982, he ran as a libertarian. He was a Republican congressman. He was a libertarian for governor as a favor to a girl he's dating or whatever, or friends with. And he goes, yeah, okay, well, we're going to go ahead and do this, get ballot status and all that kind of stuff. So he understood libertarian philosophy. And during this process, it kind of became a standard with a lot of libertarian activists. He goes, Steiger's Law is whenever you create an organization or group around a mission, a cause, or anything like that, sooner or later the organization becomes more important than the reason for which it was created. Libertarian Party, I give you perfect example number one, okay? Sooner or later, the party itself becomes more important than the reason for which it was created. In Arizona and Tucson now, David Nolan lives there, one of the founders of the Libertarian Party. He ran for Congress there, we get along fine. But, during all these years when we're going through all this crap in here, David sat on the side and let it happen, So he and I get along fine, but he should have done more. His thing is that back when the party first started in 71 here, we got the LP. Back when this party started in 72 or whatever it was, right before that, he wrote an article, I think it was Liberty Magazine or something, and he said, we need to have a political party that we can use as a tool to advocate for freedom and educate people's mind, yada, 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 yada. Perfect. That's exactly what it should be. Because the voting and stuff, the totals, the support, the money that you saw in the Ron Paul revolution is there. They're begging to give you the money. The LP could not understand why all of this support and money and people in the streets went to Ron Paul when it was the same libertarian platform message that they've been advocating, or saying they've been advocating for years, because the people know better. So I'm going, of course it's there. It's been there. We've been operating in Arizona on this. Why do you think we're so successful? Why do you think we get the money, the resources, and everything for what we're doing? And when National decides they want to play, do it. But that's not what they want. They want control. There's a small group of people that want to control it. It's always about control. And you're not going to have a change until you take that back. Or eliminate it. Arizona, we don't care. National who? It doesn't make any difference. The states are what happens. It's the state. It's the state. It's your house. It's the county. It's you. So quit worrying about this collective. There's no central plan for freedom. Stop. There's a plan right here. How many minds have you freed? Have you talked to your neighbors, your in-laws, your friends, your children, your grandparents? This is where the revolution is, between the ears. To think that you're going to have some collective is going to speak for you, you got a problem right there. I got an email, a letter to the editor in Freedom's Phoenix. We had something about Jesse Ventura in there, and she goes, Mr. Hancock, I watched Jesse Ventura's presentation, Campaign for Liberty, and all that kind of stuff, and Restore the Republic in Minnesota. He goes, I'm finding he's more ego and this and that, and he shouldn't really be the spokesman for the movement, as if I care either way. And I go, so? And I put a picture of him in one of his boas with his big sunglasses and a pink jacket and stuff. I'm like, of course, he's an entertainer. I'm going, he has a voice that so many people, if you think you're going to have one voice for this revolution, you got the wrong revolution. It can't be. That's what a movement is. It's all of us as individuals. So what do we advocate? What do we push for? How do we do it? How many minds can you free? And if you can do it with a small group, you have an organization, it's well defined, but I'm telling you this, I don't know how your organization is set up. Let me tell you how it should be set up. One, I hate government forms, but if you got to do this thing with the university, we got ASU libertarians who do the same thing. But if you set yourself in a position that you can do it, leave yourself open to exactly what they're doing at National, to where you have a board of directors, you have meetings, you call the order, you have your minutes. There's going to be, these guys are going to come in, and the more successful you are, the more you are at threat. Because they will come in and say, ooh, we need that. We want to do. You know how many times people wanted to organize the revolution? Think about it. That campaign, how much? $200 million worth of marketing that went into the Ron Paul revolution? It was at least as much as the campaign. They spent 40-something million. So I'm going, you have no concept of how much money and time and effort went into this movement. And it had one reason, because it was not centralized. If we'd done that, it would have been over before it even started. And this is the message that I have for us. My process, from the time I've been born, going to being politically aware of all this crap that affected my personal life. We didn't even get into all this restaurant crap I had to deal with, with government. So the thing is that, I got a lot of good stories for that one too.